Fire it up, folks.
Ready,
This is
set,
BEG Wrestling.
and go.
We are here. And it wasn't quite the weekend it was prior for college wrestling. We got the CYHAWK Dual to talk about. The CYHAWK Dual coming up this weekend. A lot of people are talking about maybe it's a little lukewarm. A little lukewarm college wrestling weekend, which takes us to our comment of the week, folks.
All right.
Which, bang,
Look at
dude.
you remember
Yeah, that's right. And this week
right.
we're going off the Facebook page because Brian Baker, with the comment on the BEG Wrestling Facebook page, his quote was, "I know who's not winning a Hodge, lukewarm." Oh, new nickname. A new nickname. We're going to talk about it. Nate Desmond upsetting Luke Lillendahl at the Black Knight Invitational, the Penn State Wrestle-Offs Invitational, I guess you could call it. CYHAWK Dual. Gable Steveson is going to be a UFC champ.
You know,
Go ahead.
Desmond, first off, the kid has been the real deal all of his life. I remember watching him beat Leo DeLuca back in high school. I think it was the Prep Nationals or something. No one expected it. And I will say, them two have practiced together forever, not just during college. I think it went back to why I'm missing or something. I don't know. Dude,
The familiarity. I mean, you even saw Levi in a close match with Sealy. Well, I think that was like 4-0. So the familiarity you expected. A lot of people asking, hey.
No, it was PJ against Sealy. That was 2-1. And,
That was
but
2-1.
Levi had Henkel.
That's what both
And
of
Henkel,
those.
that was 4-0. And that's, I mean, I guess you can expect that. You get to know each other so well and what you're good at. But you can't take it from Desmond. I mean, quite frankly, I didn't investigate what's going on with Nagao. It looks like he might have. He just comes off to me as a guy that's not a cry woofer. So when he looked like he hurt his wrist, I automatically go to the worst case scenario. Oh, I said to my wife, I think he just broke his wrist.
Oof. Are you
Obviously,
serious? No?
it's my take on the kid. I don't know him personally, but my guess would be he's not the kind of guy that acts like,
Maybe not an over-exaggerator, like maybe a Braden Davis or something.
Oh,
Right?
I was gonna say AJ, but I was gonna say AJ with you bumped your head. You bumped your head.
He
You're
got
laying
knocked out
down
cold.
on the floor. Please,
He got knocked out cold.
knocked out cold.
back and
I
then
see
takes him back down,
stars.
baby.
I see stars. I've seen stars every play in football. But
I've seen my share of stars. I know that, dude. I know. Tell you right now. But listen, do we have controversy in Penn State, dude? Starting spot up in the air?
well, you could say, well, maybe they don't redshirt Davis. Maybe maybe Desmond. That would be the perfect reward for beating lukewarm.
Well, what more does he have to do? Right?
Get heavier. That'd be one thing, but we don't know. Maybe Nagao's back, and that's no big deal, and I'm wrong. But my take is it's going to be a while. Who knows? It could be the whole year. But it's no problem because I know Pauls was talking about what would Penn State's backup team do at the national tournament.
Probably second.
I don't know second, but I mean you're talking Desmond at 25, Ono at 33, Braden Davis at 41. You know, they got either Dalton Perry or Connor Pierce at 49, which quite frankly both of them are fairly good. Sealy looks like Joe Sealy. With them two duels we had last year, that I don't know who that was. Maybe deer in headlights. The whole thing caught him by surprise. That did not look like Joe Sealy, but he looks like Joe Sealy now.
Yeah.
And I mean, they got Beckett at 65. That would be probably their weak weight. Henkel's the real deal, obviously, at 74. Asher Cunningham.
Yeah.
How tough would that be, Zach, to have your kid on the team and to be obviously very close? Now, Rocco did run away a little bit, ran up the score a little bit as that match went, but he's not that far behind Rocco.
No, and how about the most predictable thing ever? Asher Cunningham being a straight-up dog.
Yeah.
And by the way, I would also keep him on the bench if that was my son. So shout out, Casey.
Yeah.
If that's my son, dude.
Well, the Brands have done
he's
that.
got to almost over-earn it. And let's be honest, dude, that's how you were as a parent.
Yeah.
You made us over-earn it. If you
That's
were in
true.
charge of something like the baseball team, dude, we had to over-earn our spot. You weren't that coach.
Not all the other parents would agree.
Oh.
But hey, Brands did that with Nelson.
Yeah.
I remember I was just telling you I listened to last year's CYHAWK instant reaction just to get, because of course we're going to be talking about that. That's coming up this coming weekend, and that's going
to be fire.
ginormous. That's ginormous. By the way, I had twice the energy. It was probably because we were so pumped up from watching that match. As I was watching it, I was like, I can't duplicate that. I mean, that was by both of us. We were pumped up.
We were on fire that night.
Oh, that
That's
was
what
a
you get with
great
the live reactions, folks.
Yeah.
No edit.
I want to get your take on who wins this year, by the way. But to close it out, we got Connor Mirasola. So I've said last podcast, is he the second best 197 pounder in the country? I mean, he just blows by people, and he looks better and better. And then, of course, Cochran, who gave Cole Mirasola fits during the Black Knight. It's absolutely the deepest team NCAA wrestling has ever seen. That is undeniable. And quite frankly, their backups, it's not a stretch to say 9 out of 10 of them could AA.
Yeah.
So obviously we would be talking about a trophy team. So the real magic here, the real magic trick that Kale's pulling off in front of all of us is how does he keep everyone on this team? Except you could say, well, they're getting paid. By the way, do you know anything about when the Wild West ends?
No.
Because I don't either, and I'm too
I don't think
bored
it's
to
ending.
look into that aspect of was that tied with the 5-5, which that got delayed or pushed down. That stone got kicked down the road a bit, and it was. I thought right along with that was much tougher restrictions and something that sounded like it was just headed for a courtroom where they're going to determine NCAA or an independent person's going to determine how much this guy's worth, which that just sounds like a lawsuit
That
to me.
sounds dumb. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're still in the Wild West where people could throw some big bucks. And it made me think of some of the people that between this year and next year, we could see big bucks being thrown out there to buy these people. The first people that come to mind is Arizona State getting raped again. And I would say Bourmet going to join his Montanona studs. He gets the Larkin studs.
Oof.
That could be there's no intel behind that, except I know Michigan has shown they're willing to spend some money over there.
The ability to spend some money.
Yeah. And, I mean,
Yeah.
you got a lot of other ones. You got the Joey Blazes. Who knows? Maybe Joey Blaze will end up at Penn State. Not that I don't know where he would fit in, but the thing is you think there's no doubt David Taylor and Oklahoma State, you can see this whole thing gelling and coming together. But the thing I cannot visualize, Zach, is it being a complete just takeover.
Well, no.
Not
that's how it
with the
works.
team. Heck, right here, the next guy, this Soto that Penn State got.
Newest commitment.
Kevin believes he's going to end up being a 4-time New York State champ by the time he's heading to Penn State. But another major stud. Now, I don't know why he sits so far down on the big board. He's down like you'd think he'd be in the top 20
Yeah.
4-time New York State champ. I don't want to ever say this to Kevin, but this
ain't
is New
Pennsylvania.
York. It's not like we're talking about Pennsylvania or something here.
Let's slow down.
Come on,
there,
well,
Kevin.
It's New York.
Come on, wrestle with a couple PA boys, Kevin. See what happens.
Oh, we just
Just
boom! Ouch! Ouch!
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin loves his New York, and there's been I can hear Kevin saying right there, right now. Where'd PJ Duke come from, Wayne? Good point.
Good point.
Yes. Did you watch PJ Duke?
Yeah.
Throw away that 2-1 win over Sealy because they know each other so well, and oh my goodness.
Yeah, he looks scary.
Oh my goodness.
He looks scary.
Yeah,
PJ Duke looks for real. I guess you could say, summarize this all up. Could you say this is the height? This is the peak of the mountain of Penn State wrestling. It can't get better than this. Could you even imagine a better team with better backups than this ever existing?
No, I can't.
It's got to be the top of the mountain.
Yeah, you can't get any better.
Yeah, I don't think you can.
And the deeper and better, and this is terrible. First off, Nagao, watching him, I was angry watching him because this dude's got real speed. And he's so used to doing what do you want to call it? The funky scrambling. And frankly, if you got the skills that Nagao has, you don't go to funk until you're forced to. Yeah, it's
that
nice
should be
that
your Plan C.
Yes, exactly. Zach, I seen speed in the early matches, and you say, well, that was against guys not ranked. Well, I don't care. We're not talking complete fish out here. And
in a way, he should be able to use his offense even more advantageously because he has that type of defensive ability, right?
Yes. Yeah, he absolutely lets people in on his legs on purpose. So much for baseline defense, which he's got the kind of speed where improves his baseline defense. And that was what I was hoping, that year break that we haven't seen Aaron Nagao for how long. And I thought, please show us something.
Yeah.
Show us that you're evolving. And for a kid that's got them skills, it made me angry. But he ends up hurt, and it didn't upset me any because I kind of rather would see Braden Davis in there than Aaron Nagao. As soon as I seen Aaron Nagao didn't work anything to improve his baseline defense, and for a kid this talented, I know he's a nice guy, and I've said that in a previous podcast. He is, but nice guys, that ends as soon as you step on the mat. Now it's time to put the skills to work.
Yeah, aggressive.
The dude's got skills.
Yeah. No, I agree. But
it's frustrating.
I guess we don't know anything about the injury. We won't know. We'll never know.
Yeah, you're right.
We'll never know.
You're back to best of both worlds, which I don't know why they can't give the actual facts on injuries.
Should be required. But no, you see it in all sports, man. These big dynasties, they don't end all of a sudden. You see it with the Chiefs right now. Kansas City Chiefs are kind of starting to. You see holes, chinks in the armor, they're falling up, but it never just ends abruptly. This is the top of the Penn State mountain in the years to come. Cannot imagine ever seeing a team this loaded with starters and backups.
Yeah, and I think about Iowa, the Iowa fan base, and no doubt they are the greatest wrestling fan base. They had all them years of absolute glory years. And it has to be hard because you take Tom Brands versus Kale, the head-to-head series. It's 8-5 right now. Kale wins it. Like, it would take something extraordinary for Penn State to lose to Iowa this year. Is that a stretch?
No.
It would take, whether it's injuries or just complete kind of fluky pins that everything caved in, something really wild. So that would be the fifth win in a row and make it 9-5, and it's got to sting. And I think to myself, okay, I'm only in my early 60s. 20 years from now, as you're picking out my urn, would yearn. Penn Staters could be going through the same thing. Kelpie could be gone, done, and this is not a hit against the Brands because we love the Brands. It's just, I think the coming real thing is David Taylor, Oklahoma State, and now we don't know about Virginia Tech and the people that follow Bo and Miller to Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
That could turn into, but Iowa's not going away. Don't get me wrong. And I find myself now rooting kind of for Iowa because I do enjoy the Brands a lot.
I got a bold prediction. In 20 years, you're going to see David Taylor ending his coaching career at Penn State. He's going to go back.
Wow.
We're also going to see Spencer Lee at Iowa. Bang.
Yeah.
That's going to be your head coaches in 20 years, and they'll probably be at the back end of their careers. But I don't know if you mentioned Iowa. We got CYHAWK Dual coming up this weekend. What about Masoma and Endene? Okay, because they did get one. We talk often about transfers not working out.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Endene, who's working in.
I know. And so one thing none of us can argue about is his athletic skills are just
strength.
Superb.
And strength.
Strength, speed, coordination of his feet, and I don't think he's that advanced as far as his technique in wrestling, but that's not. It's not that like he's.
That's scary if that's true.
Yeah, it's not like I noticed. Oh, he's bad there. I mean, his blow through double is just flat out dangerous, but. I still kind of stick with I can see him 6th, 7th, or 8th.
I don't know. I'd slow down. I mean, he just knocked off, what's his name, the 4th-ranked guy this past weekend. And listen, I can make the case.
Stout.
He's got
Yes.
strength and speed, maxed out. Strength and speed.
Yeah.
And you're telling me technicals are lacking a little bit? Well, those are only going to get better as the year progresses, as he's at Iowa longer, dude. I think Endene's only going to get better.
Yeah,
as the
and
year progresses.
we're all kind of rooting for it because here a Division III guy, and it just shows you that Division II and Division III have major studs in there.
He might be the most shredded. Did you see that picture of him?
Oh, that's incredible. I am a proponent of why someone tell me the main reason why they used to have 2 spots in the national bracket, one for the Division II champ, one for the Division III champ, and you could say, well, that was an easy win or something look, we're going to get Cinderella stories from time to time, and Endene could have been one of them during his 3 championships that he did have down in
Yeah. Not even to mention, dude, these other wrestlers wouldn't really have any tape to scout him with. You know what I mean? He'd have all the scouting advantage, really. But yeah, Endene looks great.
Yeah, no doubt. Now he's got and he's not had an easy schedule either. He hit the ground running, and of course, this coming weekend, we will know about Endene. Is Endene a national championship contender or maybe favored? We'll know before a week's up because he's got Rocky Lamb come at these hot CYHAWK duels, which thank goodness, because that was tough to go from the national duels to what we had this weekend.
The Penn State wrestle-offs.
My wife said, this is embarrassing for Penn State. And I thought,
thank you, Mom. Thank you, Mom.
What?
Mom got some grit, dude.
Well, it was the first 15 matches. It was tech falls or pins by Penn State. It was almost 12 o'clock 2 hours later before the first guy lost, and he lost because he got hurt. That was Perry. Dalton Perry did get hurt, and so they did eventually, some of their third stringers eventually took a loss, but okay. I don't know.
I mean, dude, you know what this reminds me of? A couple years ago when you were just busting Tom Brandt's balls all over the wall for the soldier salute, dude.
I know.
Now we're at the little fancy night invitational, dude. I would expect the same busting balls.
I know.
Okay, because this is even worse.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, because I think the Black Knight actually went downhill as far as how competitive it is from what it was a couple years ago. The soldier salute actually went uphill, and frankly, come on, okay, stop doubting the man. He's got this many titles and all that stuff. Come on.
You're not doubting him. Okay.
No,
Well, I'm giving him a hard time.
I am starting to doubt him about this. At some point, these kids are the elite of the college wrestling world. They worked so hard to get here. Okay, now it's time that we put the skills to the test.
You know what Cal needs to be worried about? Someone on the team getting a little maybe jealous, or not jealous, but like a little like anxious, or maybe like, dude, why are we not out there? Like Messenbrink's probably like, dude, Messenbrink was probably dying to be at those national duels.
Oh, yeah.
And Messenbrink, Levi. So didn't you wish you were at the national duels too, Levi? Yeah, that would have been fun. All of a sudden, dude, there's a little cloud of wrestlers who are like against Kale. Like, Kale, oh, thanks for sending us to freaking a middle school tournament, Kale. And these guys are out on ESPN last weekend. And are you kidding me? That's what Kale needs to be worried about.
Wow. No, hey. It would never be spoken, you know.
Well,
but what you're talking about,
that makes sense, right?
It wouldn't.
I mean, I did come to Penn State to be on the spotlight of wrestling.
It certainly is in the minds of the recruits. We're not in the spotlight
anymore. We're not even going to the big stuff. We're doing Black Knight Invitationals, well, national duels, championships are going on. I came here to be in the spotlight, Penn State. Okay, all right.
I agree. I know for the wrestling fan, it almost spoiled you to see that action at the national duels, which was just the top shelf stuff. And then this weekend, and okay.
Another shout out and thank you to all the coaches for wrestling at the national duels.
And they did wrestle, and they wrestled their guys. That's the other thing that has killed this sport. Is I've always said that we've got to change how we're seeding the tournament, because it's leading these coaches into not wrestling their guys. And I've said how many times that to me it always should have been wins, just wins. And don't let the losses penalize a guy. If they got to win over a stud, that's so many points. I won't get back into that, but I tell you, yeah, I do hope Nagao is doing well, and I wonder what's going to happen in the Wild West. I even think about like Aiden Sinclair. Someone's going to throw some big bucks out for him. I finally seen that match against, and I'll tell you the honest truth, McAnally match and Aiden Sinclair. And, you know, a different ref could have changed that match. Aiden Sinclair was not going to shoot.
No, he doesn't. Really.
He's not going to shoot. I'm here to counter your shot, so we're going to dance for a whole period. And finally, McAnally, which his coaches are saying, look, if he wants to dance into triple overtime, whatever. But the thing that scares me, if it gets to rideouts, I'm not so sure that Aiden wins the match anyway. And I don't know. At some point,
ain't getting out from the bottom.
I don't like. I know that's the style of wrestling. You're more of a counter puncher, you know, and you're waiting for the other guy to shoot so you can counter. And that's how he got the takedown. It's finally McAnally got. And it was like, as I watched that, my take wasn't so much of, ooh, what's wrong with McAnally? My take was, ooh, we could scout Aiden. Now, you could say Angelo has kind of the same game plan.
Yeah, I think that's why that was such a bull match.
Yeah, and why I said, wow, that's a match that if I'm looking to run a real string at NCAA wrestling, whether it's wins or whether it's never getting taken down, watching Aiden Sinclair come onto the mat against me would bother me, because that match was like I could flip a coin who's going to win this time. And it's like Aiden Sinclair's going to get a win over Angelo at some point.
Throughout his career. I mean, more than likely, yeah. I mean, especially after you watching that match. Just got an update I don't know, I hope it's not true, but it literally came across my phone. Ryan Crookham tore his labrum. I don't know, folks. We put this out Tuesday night. We record. This is Monday night. We're recording, but boy, that would be devastating for Lehigh and big implications there at that weight.
It's funny you bring him up. There's another wrestler with the exact same style, and he literally kind of frustrated Vito.
Yeah,
and I mean he's got the speed, and I tell you, Aiden Sinclair's he's athletic. He's got the speed, but he will not shoot. He will not shoot, and you knew it. You knew it's like McAnally could have stuck his leg out like AJ does, trying to tempt the guy to shoot. I don't think Aiden would have shot, and I don't know. I just see how do you game plan against that? The coaches, the experts, they have ways.
They'll figure it out eventually.
They'll figure it out. Yep. But I hope that's not true.
I think that would be the second big injury for Crookham if it's the case.
Yeah.
And it's not good. Not good.
Yeah.
And I think he had a chance to come back one year and then didn't, held out, right?
Yeah.
Because they wanted to. Because I remember people talking about don't hold out because you could get injured again down the road. And now let's hope that's not the case. But
yeah, you talk about a stud Pennsylvania wrestler. There's one right there. But that might, like, to me, you and Kevin were talking about the strongest weight classes, and I've already said 33 is it for me. 133 is the toughest weight class, but it just took a big blow right there.
if that's the case,
Yeah.
not official, just latest from Global Wrestling Order. All right, let me give
The
him
other
a
thing
shout
is
out.
Keeter. We see Keeter, and we'll see Keeter against Bastida, and we can kind of go over this Iowa State, break it down to see.
Let's do it, because that's coming up this weekend. That's the
Yeah.
next biggest thing, folks,
I wanna
right?
find out what your take is. I'm going to tell you who, not guaranteed, but who most likely, and you give me your winners. Of course, at 25, we got Peterson for Iowa. We got Poland for Iowa State.
Yeah, I'm going to go Peterson.
Yeah, and I had that as a throw-up, toss-up match. Although if I gave a little bit of an edge, I think I give it to Poland.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Steve-O.
Yeah, but
Okay.
we'll see. That's kind of a toss-up. So there's our first toss-up match, which we got quite
Yeah,
a
that
few.
could be 50-50. And by the way, if Iowa State pulls this out, this first time in how long?
Well, at the end of this, I'm gonna say something I should have said the last two.
2 years ago, I was making videos of Tom Brand's undressing Kevin Dresser, remember? Fuck.
Oh, the next match, Ayala, to me, has and will beat Frost.
Yeah, I like Frost, and Ayala's going to be bouncing back in a big way. I expect Ayala to win.
Yeah. And the next match, now this one, I can't forget who Bailey is. He is very good. Another guy that doesn't like to shoot. He likes to counter. He likes to back up, and then he likes to, like, explode like a cobra at you. But he does a lot of backing up, and you're waiting for the guy to go. And the way that Mendez just embarrassed him, really ragdolled him.
Ragdoll.
I like that term now you brought up. He ragdolled him. But it's Bailey against Echemendia. I said that wrong.
Echemendia?
Echemendia. I think Echemendia has the edge there. But
Okay.
I don't know. That could
Another
term
transfer, another Iowa transfer. Maybe not doing quite as well as Endene, but Nasir Bailey there. With a chance, we're going to go Echemendia there. Takes us, 149?
149. This Ryder Block, who, that's a success story like nobody predicted. And it's fun because you were thinking, here's a second stringer on Iowa's team. And this kid now is showing what Iowa hoped that they would get from the very get-go. Ryder Block is an AA threat.
Okay.
There's no doubt. Now, a lot of people think that it'll be Panera Johnson, but there's been rumors that the other Frost it would be the older Frost, and he's the one that impressed dresser the most. And
Evan or Jacob? Evan.
Yeah,
I'm going with it.
You got me. You got me. Is the big Frost and the little Frost. That's who I am. So there is another. To me, I got to put that as a
50-50.
50-50.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ryder
it's
Block.
like, really, the only match I could give any edge to is Ayala over the smaller
Small
Frost.
Frost.
Small Frost.
Yeah, Small Frost. But Big Frost is 50-50.
Now we're talking in the same language. But, okay. Then at 57, so everything's a toss-up. 57, we got, I guess, Williams. I don't know what's going on there.
Joe Williams, yeah.
Joe. No, I was Williams.
Oh.
And now I went. You woke me up for a nap to do this recording. I ain't got my A game. I don't. For some reason, I'm having a brain fart in his first name. But Williams from Iowa, and some people say it might be Zerbin. But other people said that's where Frost would fit in. Frost would be there instead of Zerbin.
Okay.
But Jordan Williams, isn't it?
Jordan Williams.
Yes. Okay.
I know it's a J.
Yeah.
What?
So I had that as a toss-up because, Williams looked good that very first match. And then he's been gone for a couple matches. I don't know what's going on there. But I have nothing but toss-ups in every bout right now.
But
except for the Ayala, I think absolutely has an edge over Frost. Then we get to where other Iowa matches where they have the edge.
Yep.
And that is
Gauntlets
Caliendo
roll.
over Uten.
Yep.
No doubt. There's can we keep it to a regular decision? Kennedy over Gatan.
Yep.
And I think Gatan can keep that too, but that's tough. That's tough. I mean, Kennedy was ginormous in last year's CYHAWK. Wow, as I said, I re-listened to that show.
Yeah.
We were you were praising Mr. Kennedy.
Well, that's why he went on to win Dog of the Year.
Yeah. And then Angelo over Isaac Dean, which I don't know a whole lot about Isaac Dean, except he ain't going to beat Angelo. And Angelo has the ability to turn it on.
Well, they might need him to.
For like a major?
Yeah, they might need him to here.
Yeah, no doubt he has the ability, but in the tight matches, he's waiting to strike or to counter. And now here's where things get controversy a little bit. Right now I got Iowa, 4 matches. I got favored for Iowa. All the rest are toss-ups.
Okay. And it takes us 97. Endene Elam.
I have Elam as...
well,
I think Endene, we're kind of rooting for it. Seems like a great kid, and I think it's just good for the sport for him to, get second place behind Josh Barr. Let's just say, we don't
even know if Josh Barr's coming back, I guess.
No, Josh Barr's got it. Oh, that rib is almost healed.
Oh, okay. This got to be the most
Kale
intriguing
even
match.
said he's close. He's close.
Yeah,
But I'm not anymore. We got to throw out our second stringer, Mirasola, who's just schooled a couple ranked guys the last couple matches. But anyway,
most intriguing match of this dual meet, though. Endene Elam, right?
We're going to learn a lot. But I got Elam as an edge there.
Okay, but we'll give it to him. But that could swing. But then it takes us 285. We don't even know what's going on with Keeter. Is he even wrestling, dude? This could be 6 for Iowa State.
This is where I could get myself in trouble. Because obviously I am not in a position to criticize 1 ounce of Ben Keeter. But doesn't he look a little like Frankenstein out there? Very stiff. He's looked kind of stiff. Like if I had that body, Zach, you'd be seeing me flying side to side. Look, and there's hardly any fat, nothing but muscle. I don't know if it's slow feet or if he's just maybe lack of confidence. He shouldn't have a lack of confidence. He's a returning AA.
And then
I just don't get it with Keeter.
And he's arguably the greatest Iowa high school athlete of all time. It cannot be an athleticism, speed factor.
I don't know. Have you ever seen speed from Ben Keeter?
No, not on the wrestling mat. Maybe a football
I know.
field, but
I know it's puzzling. It's puzzling. So I have Bastida as the favorite over Ben Keeter.
Oh, absolutely.
And you could say, it's jokers like this. I can almost see people right now. It's jokers like this criticizing Ben Keeter, who's a returning AA. We probably lost some viewerships after that statement. I'm just saying, no doubt, he's still good. Don't get me wrong, but
he could be better.
Wow,
Is that what you're saying? Could be maybe a little better, but I'll tell you this: he does not look like he's ready to go up against Bastida right now. Not the way Bastida looked.
No, and he took on Pitt and won that 2-0, and he took on my guy, another guy that I'm having a brain fart over. Pitt's heavyweight, who was a major Pennsylvania stud, and I expected real progression out of him.
Pfizer or
Pitzer.
Pfizer. I always think of Pfizer first.
Pitzer. Yeah, but wow, two of just incredible high school athletes, and to watch that be the evolution of what I would have never predicted that. A guy like Ben Keeter and Pitzer, who I seen 3-time Pennsylvania state champ, and like it was a nothing burger.
A nothing burger.
Yeah, it was like
a big bowl of nothing.
Yeah,
Soup.
a lot of stiff movements, and when somebody gonna wow me with some speed or something. That's why I was so blown away with Nagao watching him. He had a couple takedowns, Zach, the one started to look like they going RBY. The way he's jumping over top of guys, and I mean, the dude's got speed and athletic. I hope he's not seriously hurt.
Talented almost to his detriment, you could say.
I will not do this. For 2 years, I came on. I don't know if I was trying to be the shock jock. And this is the year. This is the year after. And somebody could tell Brands has I don't know what it is. It's something like 41-1 against anything Iowa State. Whether he was wrestling or whether he was assistant coach or whether he is head coach. It's like he has a grand total one time that he had to see some sort of defeat there. I am not rooting. Iowa State is not going to get this done. Maybe I just jinxed him.
Wow.
If
I remember correctly,
Iowa will win this bout. Obviously, if we're talking that many, and you could say the Echemendia match, that's also a throw-up match or a 50-50 match. So half of this duel is 50-50 matches.
Yeah, this is
and
way up in the air.
Yeah, to me, Iowa has an absolute advantage in 4 weight classes. So it would be like this points to Iowa winning yet again. But
well, it was last year, if I remember correctly, Tom Brands pulled off some lineup wizardry. Did he not?
Yeah.
He fake sent someone out. He totally deked out Dresser last year, as he seems to do every year. It's like in the big moment, dude, Tom Brands just intimidates him. I don't know. But this could be the year. But
that
you're saying
finally we got some major fun coming back, because that's what we want to see. We just love seeing, and we got to wait till January before Penn State gets into the thick of their schedule. I say, Cale doesn't listen to social media, so there's no chance that he would ever hear these words. But
Casey does, though.
Let's replace the Black Knight, and I love it. I love the Black Knight.
There it is. He said it, folks.
Can we replace it and bring something? How about this? I'm on his side about the national duels. I don't know what's going on, but in the background there, and quite frankly,
your motives.
you want to have this major thing that I think a lot of people disagree with this. It's only natural that the NCAA eventually comes in and sanctions it as the official duels championship, especially if all the teams are going there. I don't know. I don't know, but just for the competition of it, I mean, if you had a team like Cal, wouldn't you want to go there and just do what Ohio State did?
Yeah.
But now,
especially with the options, he could have sent his backup squad.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
If you're worried about injuries, send the backups, dude. What? I don't know. As a fan, as a Penn State fan, would you have had more fun watching them in the National Duels Invitational or the Black Knight Invitational? Yeah, come on. Come on.
I know. And
my argument is, as a wrestler at Penn State, I want to be at the National Duels over the Black Knight.
Can Iowa throw Ohio State any kind of threat when they wrestle later early in the new year?
Absolutely.
Whew.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
I can't wait to talk about that when it comes.
I don't know. But I do know this, of all the anticipated matchups, obviously, P.J. Duke Robidoux sits up there. Now, I know P.J. Duke kind of just ragdolled him during the freestyle season. I don't know.
Well,
what was it, 9-4, something like that, and 7-0. So, no, not right. That's not being right. That's overuse of the term.
Yeah, we can't.
But Davino against Marcus Blaze, and Marcus Blaze, as impressed as you were with Davino, Marcus Blaze, no wonder. Cale was at the daggone press conference, and he kind of took me by surprise. He says, I feel so honored sitting beside the Marcus Blaze. And I thought, is he joking?
Oh, boy.
Because I don't.
Well, it sounds like, what do they call that? Jump the shark. He jumped the shark with that one, dude.
No, he was just joking. And I don't think Blaze knew how to take it.
You're getting weird on me here, dude.
I don't know. We are starting to go. That's Spencer Lee.
You know why, dude?
The boy.
Marcus Blaze is probably saying, I wish I was in the National Duels Invitational. Don't you guys? So Cale says, I better suck up to him and make him happy. Boy, I don't know.
I don't know. But I will say this. I know you are looking to wind up because you're precious.
My fantasy football season's on the line tonight. It all comes down.
Do or die tonight.
That's it.
I'm rooting for you to die because it's time to get you off of that fantasy football. It's time to get you. Look, now I lost my train of thought.
Well, I got one more topic, baby, because if you have not seen Gable Stevenson's last UFC fight,
yes.
I think he might be better at UFC fighting than he is at wrestling. Oh, my goodness, dude. Gable Steveson, lock it in right now, folks. Guaranteed UFC heavyweight future champ. And he's going to be there for a long time. I hinted at it when I saw he was hanging out training with John Jones. I said, whoa, okay. Gable's been bouncing around. He tried the breakdance and stuff. Kevin sent us. He tried all kinds of stuff, dude. And boom, I said, if he finds right, Gable Steveson is a bad man, dude, in UFC. And lock it in, folks. I don't know if you can't bet that, but if you could, I would.
Well, we don't know if he can take a hit yet, right?
He might not even have to take a hit, dude.
Oh,
see how fast his hands are? He had a boy taken down.
I know.
He was in the process of being knocked out, and Gable already had him taken down.
One thing I'm pretty sure is so much for any thought of getting Gable back on the USA wrestling team.
Yeah,
maybe he does. Maybe he does. I personally wouldn't let it end with that loss to Wyatt. That's not the way you let something end. How would I end it? Winning the gold medal, the Olympic gold medal in Los Angeles. That's how I let it end. But if this is fast tracking and this is climbing quickly, maybe it doesn't happen.
Well, I agree with you on that. I would not want it to end like that either if I was Gable. However, he is fast tracking. He's doing like one fight every month for like 12 months straight. And if he just keeps at this pace, dude, he's going to be getting signed in the UFC within the next 3 months.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's there's a shot you could see him at like the White House UFC card.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
And then
a big
he
name
wins
like
that card. Who says he doesn't come back and do the Olympics in 2028? Just cap it off, Captain America, and then challenge Wyatt to a UFC fight. I know Wyatt don't want no parts of that. Wow. No. How about that, baby?
Wow. Wow. That would be awesome. Wyatt would get destroyed.
You'd have to pay to watch it, but yeah, that would.
Wow. I must say, I've been impressed with I was impressed with Bo.
Bo's looking on the up.
I was impressed
Gable.
with Bo, but Bo doesn't. I mean, it looks. No wonder. Who has Gable been training with?
John Jones, arguably the greatest heavyweight UFC fighter of all time.
I don't think it's just words that John Jones has been saying. This is the real deal.
John Jones has always been walk. A little bit of talk, but he walks it. Yeah. And Gable's hanging out with him, baby. Look out. And if Bo gets right, we could have 2 wrestling superstars. How cool would that be to have 2 UFC champions?
They need them. But
yeah,
back to the wrestling scene, we got the CYHAWK Dual coming up. And frankly, it could go either way like it's been for the last half decade. It truly could go either way. And, there was years you were right. Brands actually was playing chess, and maybe it's Dresser's turn because I think this whole thing, this talk about Frost being the real deal, the bigger Frost, Big Frost, there's a lot of, that's going to be fun to watch that duel. If I had one complaint about the national duels, it was almost overload. It was so
championships
awesome, and I've always loved the duel aspect, the team element, that even 2 unranked guys could be a enormous match. Whoever wins that could determine the duel. Love it, but it was almost overload for me. And this will be awesome. Somehow, this wrestling season, I want to say this to you. I don't care if it's a high school or I want to call a match with you again this year.
Yeah, we should try. We should reach out and do that. But listen, we'll follow back up on that. But this weekend, folks, we got CYHAWK Dual. We also have, we'll be back Thursday live with Kevin. We're going to be giving away 2 tickets to the Claw Super Duel, which is also happening Saturday in Pittsburgh, which I will be at. And I'm planning on live streaming from the event.
Yeah.
Going to try to get Angelo to call in, get some of these wrestlers on live stream. We're going to be live streaming from the event.
I
live
had one little complaint with Claw, and that and Raph are both having their Super Bowl on the same time, same day. I don't know if it's the exact same time. I would guess it is. The Super Duel, is that what they call it?
Yeah, Super Duel.
And then RAF 3 are both happening on the
Saturday. 29th?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's like, the thing is both have shown potential that, hey, this could work. There's absolutely, the wrestlers love it. And of course, they're not making a mansion or getting a mansion bought for them, but they're getting some money and being able to continue to do what they love. I love both of them. I really do.
Yeah, it makes no sense to have them scheduled on the same day for either.
Yeah, that didn't
for either
make
party.
Any sense.
That makes, and I know this.
We're not. It'd be like us blasting another podcast. We're both working for the same thing here. We want to elevate the sport. So I praise every podcast out there and wish them. Same with RAF, and I'm not saying they're against each other. I don't think they are. Maybe it was just coincidence, but
maybe.
And who changes? RAF thinks we're the big dogs, and
I don't know, but I do like taking shots
Claw
at other
thinks
podcasts.
no, we're the big dogs. I do know this. Both have had.
Claws has been scheduled for way longer. I can guarantee you that. And I know
so
that.
let's blame Raph on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
can't blame
believe you're
anyone.
right. I believe
I
you're
know
right.
that for a fact, but I also know I do like picking on other podcasts, but you're right. It is always out of fun, folks, dude. We're never, I mean, come on. It's fun shots we take at people, right?
Yeah, I watched one. I turned off the news, and I know we got to wrap this up. Turned off the news, and I started listening to podcasts, a wrestling podcast. And I'll give a shout out to good podcasts when I hear it. I'll tell you, I heard one the other day. It was called the Barn Sessions. And yeah, I thought, man, these guys are better than me and you.
Well,
How did we
Yeah,
get?
check them out.
Yeah,
Huh.
very knowledgeable guys. And unlike me, they can speak too. You're gonna speak.
I don't know about that. But maybe they're just keeping it to 30 minutes. Remember we said
I
we were gonna
know.
do that?
I
We're
kinda
50
blew that
minutes
out
again.
the water.
50 minutes again, dude. Unbelievable.
I'll shut up.
I got it. Everything on the line tonight, folks. We're back in 2 nights, Thursday Night Live. This is BEG Wrestling. See ya.
Later.